Okay. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Attacking Generational Stagnation. I think what I'm seeing, though it may be a minority of people, but it's a great minority to have, is people from different angles attacking generational stagnation. Some people understanding it, some people not, and they're attacking it from different angles, and that's cool to see my people doing this. What I mean by that is this: because we're under attack from so many different sides. Everybody, I see a lot of people who are taking a fight somewhere or another, and that's dope. Now, first things first. What I mean by attacking generational stagnation is people attacking the idea of health, because people are telling people you need to be healthy to live long enough to pass on legacy, information, and have your mental faculties to make sure one generation does better than the last, the one that came before it. And at first that wasn't an issue. You had people were living hard, eating soul food, eating bad. You couldn't go to doctors, you couldn't trust them. If you did go to doctors, it's a hit or miss. Some might help you, some might slowly kill you or quickly kill you, right? So we got these people into eating good, working out, holistic medicine, being vegan or vegetarian, and I see a lot of people actually going in these directions, more so than they did in the past. I've seen older people get on it like, I really got to be here. I really got to do this. And that attacks our generational stagnation. And, your health is your wealth, right? Just in my opinion. So we got that going on. Now, also, I would say we have the how can I say this? An attack on education, and in a different way. We're telling people that education is a good thing to have, but you have to educate yourself on a budget and make sure you're going to use this education and make sure it profits you in the end, right? Not just going to school is not your only education, and I love that. I love that people are telling people that try to learn how to create something, whether it's a business or more so, not necessarily a business or product, right? And you have people succeeding and failing, but the effort is there. And I think when you're seeing other people, whether they succeed or fail, make the constant effort to get rich or die trying, right? It's great, because now you're seeing people. You don't have to be an athlete or entertainer to make an impact, right? You can be a painter, you can be a baker, you can design or beef up sneakers. You can do a lot of different things. You can have a clothing store, or you can be a fisherman. That type of stuff is going on, right? And it's great, because now you're seeing people attacking the generational idea of this. Like, okay, we're not gonna stop it right here. And I'm seeing information and stopping that's attacking generational stagnation. What I mean by that is baby boomers, people in Generation X, not millennials yet, and people before them, right? I don't know what they call the generation before the baby boomers, but what happened is, you see how this constant thing where people want to create something and make a certain amount of money and then sell it to non-black people. And part of that is because people just want to act like they're on vacation and they selling it out, and then now you're having 3-4 generations in a family that's telling people, look, you do this and you're going to sabotage your kids or your grandkids. And you got people telling these kids who about to inherit these businesses, because I can't get mad at the people who started from nothing, right? But the people who had the kids and it was time to pass on the business or pass on the knowledge, and the kids, I just want to be, I don't want to do that. I want to do other things with my life. You can do those other things with your life, but you can also expand what was already given to you, right? So now when people holding them to the fire, like, our family took a financial dip over the years because everybody wanted the lifestyle. And what I mean by lifestyle is everybody wanted the business trip lifestyle. I'm traveling here. I'm shopping here. I'm enjoying the sights. I'm having a business trip and doing all the business trips things without handling business. And when it comes to generational wealth, you're taking money out of the generational pool and you're not putting money in there, right? So we're attacking that ideology. Like, I don't care if what business that was just sold. Now people are seeing, even with BET, like, oh, it's not what it used to be. We tried to tell you that. I'm glad the young sister, the young girl who has the lemonade and the teas that's in like Whole Foods, and like the NFL players bought into that, so they're keeping it cool and they're backing that, which is dope. So she can keep that. I don't know what happened to the lady who had the makeup. I think she sold that out. The one that got investors from like Oprah, Jay-Z, and all that stuff. Carol's daughter. I think people are starting to realize, even with the business deals with Rihanna, oh, you just the face, you really not the back end. And people are starting to look at it like, oh, okay. We're making everybody else money, but we're not making ourselves money. And we're looking at it differently. Instead of saying, ooh, we got a black person on the face or something, but that doesn't mean they're employing black people. That doesn't mean they're making a lion's share of the income, right? Same thing I had to learn with President Barack Obama. Oh, I'm so happy to see him walking across the lawn, but you wasn't pressing for no policy, so now you see what it looks like to be so happy about seeing somebody walk across some grass and not do anything and not put any agenda for yourself to make any kind of profit or prosper. So now that ideology of just seeing us in a place isn't good enough anymore, and that attacks generational stagnation. The gender war is attacking generational stagnation because at some point we're at each other, we're at odds because we know we got to be together at some point. But it's like it's laying the groundwork. This is what is acceptable. This is what's unacceptable. And if you want to do these things that are acceptable, come on home. If you want to do the things that's unacceptable, you better go out there because ain't nobody checking for that. And it attacks the idea that we can in some ways make it separately, but we can't be completely isolated all the time. We can't have a race of people that are all islands. At some point, a group has to get on the same page, right? And to get on the same page, you have to put it on the table, put your grievances on the table and why they're there. And you got to see who's actually right and who's actually wrong, who's actually succeeding and who's actually failing. Instead of just saying, oh, we're all here and we just going to come together, because we can't just come together anymore because we have people who sabotage us on purpose when we're coming together. So we have to identify who's in it for mutiny. So I think that is attacking generational stagnation as well. I think technology is attacking generational stagnation because now you're able to connect with other people who are not even in your city or state, who have the same feeling as you, who you maybe can create something with via the internet, and not have to travel this place and that place and take all that time. You can actually sit down online, come up with a plan. You got this part on lock, I got that part on lock. And it attacks the idea that we can't work together when we're actually working together, just in different capacities. We are not working cohesively yet, but we're forming Voltron. We got the pockets, you know, doing this and doing that and doing that. And I think when people are seeing this, it's like, oh, yeah. And I think other people get nervous because it's like they're getting it together. They don't have it all the way together yet, but they're getting the base, you know. I think we're attacking the quote unquote slave mentality, which is attacking generational stagnation, because we're seeing how religion has held us back. We're seeing how politics has held us back. We're seeing how good time, like wanting to feel good, has held us back. We're seeing how being naive to other groups have held us back. We're seeing how, you know, the plantation mentality is holding us back, and it's embarrassing. And you can catch people in real time doing stuff that even they turn around now. It doesn't take 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years to look back and say, oh, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. People are saying that in a matter of months. So it's attacking the stagnation to say, okay, even if I'm not on code, now I know that I'm dead wrong, because this is how these things play out and end. And I can see this publicly, and I can see numerous examples of how this plays out. So I think that also attacks our generational stagnation. And I think what is also we're attacking it from a parenting aspect, because unfortunately, you know, we're attacking single mothers. Not so much for them being single and mothers, but because their children are unprepared for being adults. And that is crippling our future. And we're like, okay, if you quote unquote the mother and the father, the backbone of the community, you know, these kids should be smarter. They should be more mannerable. They should be able to work with other people. They shouldn't be so naive to the world. They shouldn't be concerned with frivolous things. They should actually be prepared to build on what we're doing. And that was the thing with previous generations also, where we just let the kids grow up and be adults and then start from ground zero, when they had a family of adults and elderly people who knew that what they did was a problem. We're in generations where people are young enough to say we're failing the next generation, but we're actively doing things to provide the next generation with better skills. You know, it's not just, oh, well, we're gonna let go and let God. We done with that. And I think that attacks our generational stagnation. I could do this for a minute, but I'm gonna stop right here and make another video and call it a day. So thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night. All right. Peace.